At the age of 44, let's call me John, found myself in a marital situation that was rapidly unraveling. My soon-to-be ex-wife, for the sake of this retelling, let's call her Linda, and I had shared a life together for 11 years, devoid of children but not without its weighty challenges. However, our lives took a sharp turn about 2 years ago when a routine blood test revealed a daunting diagnosis. I was teetering on the edge of diabetes, gout, and hypertension. The news sent shockwaves through my system, igniting a fear I couldn't shake. In response, Linda and I collectively made a pivotal decision to overhaul our lifestyles, focusing on healthier dietary choices and a commitment to regular exercise. The results were palpable. I shed a substantial 32 kilograms, bringing my weight down from 117 to 85 kilograms, while Linda, yes, we'll stick with Linda, underwent her own transformation, dropping from 83 to 65 kilograms. The sense of rejuvenation was intoxicating, and, most importantly, my health took a turn for the better, dodging the looming threats of chronic diseases. Our newfound dedication led us to the gym almost daily, typically in the afternoons, where we crossed paths with a fellow gym goer, let's nickname him Greg. Greg happened to be one of the fitness coaches at the facility. As Linda's physical appearance evolved, I couldn't help but notice the appreciative glances she garnered from other men. It stirred a complex blend of emotions within me, a mix of pride and a flicker of insecurity. Linda possessed an undeniable allure, accentuated by her curves, particularly in the chest area, and her enviable legs were a source of admiration from both genders. Greg, unsurprisingly, was no exception to this phenomenon. His eyes often lingered appreciatively on the female form, and he took every opportunity to showcase his muscular physique. One particular incident at the gym remains etched in my memory. As Linda and I worked out on the ellipticals, Greg decided to exhibit his prowess on the cable machine nearby. With a flourish, he discarded his shirt and proceeded to demonstrate his strength with crossovers. I exchanged a glance with Linda, silently conveying my incredulity at his ostentatious display. However, to my dismay, instead of sharing my sentiment, Linda appeared captivated by Greg's performance, her gaze betraying a hint of admiration. My own feelings wavered between disbelief and a twinge of jealousy. After all, I too had been diligently investing effort into self-improvement, albeit without attaining Greg's level of muscularity. During the subsequent car ride home, I broached the subject of Greg's impromptu spectacle, only to be met with Linda's disavowal of any noteworthy attention towards him. She brushed off my concerns, attributing her apparent fascination to mere coincidence. Nevertheless, a seed of doubt had been planted in my mind, casting a shadow over our interactions with Greg. Several weeks later, while Linda engaged in squats using the Smith machine, Greg interjected himself into the equation under the guise of offering assistance. His hands lingered a fraction too long around her waist, triggering a surge of indignation within me. Unable to contain my simmering frustration, I confronted Greg brusquely, asserting my role in Linda's workout routine. His response, delivered with a smug grin, only served to exacerbate my irritation. Linda, meanwhile, intervened with an exasperated admonishment directed towards me, exacerbating the tension between us. Our disagreement spilled over into our domestic sphere, with Linda dismissing my concerns as petty jealousy and immaturity. Despite my insistence on the palpable undercurrent of familiarity between Linda and Greg, she adamantly denied any impropriety, citing her reluctance to appear impolite as justification for his intrusive behavior. In a bid to diffuse the escalating tension, we resolved to seek an alternative gym environment, yet the rift between us continued to widen. The turning point arrived with a career opportunity that presented itself to me, albeit with a significant scheduling conflict. The position required me to work during the afternoons, rendering our shared gym sessions untenable. As a result, our once synchronized routines diverged, precipitating a cascade of unresolved grievances and mounting resentment from Linda's end. Despite my concerted efforts to maintain open lines of communication, our exchanges dwindled to perfunctory messages devoid of the warmth and intimacy that had once characterized our relationship. Even attempts at injecting levity through shared memes fell flat, underscoring the growing chasm between us. In a last-ditch effort to salvage our crumbling marriage, I broached the subject of couples therapy, clinging to the hope of reconciliation. Linda's response, however, echoed with accusations of my purported trust issues, deflecting attention away from the underlying issues plaguing our union. Reluctantly, I embarked on a solitary journey through therapy in 2022, yet Linda remained steadfast in her refusal to address the underlying rift between us. Our physical intimacy dwindled to near non-existence, and Linda's disinterest in reconciling only served to exacerbate my gnawing apprehensions. Fueled by a sense of desperation and a gnawing sense of uncertainty, I found myself grappling with the elusive specter of infidelity, haunted by the absence of tangible evidence to validate my suspicions. As I pulled up to our condominium, greeted by the ever-cheerful Mr. Perky, the security guard with whom I often exchange banter, little did I know that this routine encounter would unveil a startling revelation. Mr. Perky, nursing a sore shoulder from maneuvering a cumbersome sofa, casually dropped a bombshell into our conversation. "Hey, maybe you could hook me up with your massage therapist," he remarked offhandedly. Confusion clouded my mind momentarily before his words registered. "Who are you referring to?" I inquired, my stomach churning with apprehension. His response, delivered with unwitting candor, sent shockwaves through my already turbulent emotions. The individual who had paid a visit to massage Mrs. Karen just the day before was none other than Baldy himself. A sickening sensation gripped me as Mr. Perky hastened to retrieve incriminating evidence in the form of video footage, laying bare the clandestine rendezvous between Baldy and my wife. With a heavy heart and a resolve tinged with desperation, I feigned illness to secure a reprieve from work, plunging headlong into the role of a clandestine investigator. Borrowing a coworker's vehicle, I embarked on a covert surveillance mission, tailing Karen's movements with single-minded determination. My worst fears materialized as I observed Karen rendezvous with Baldy outside the mall, their affectionate gestures serving as a damning indictment of their clandestine liaison. With bated breath, I trailed them to a residential enclave, my phone poised to capture incriminating evidence. However, my intentions were thwarted by the unexpected intervention of Mr. Perky, who intercepted my surreptitious pursuit with innocent inquiries. Forced to maintain a facade of nonchalance, I masked my inner turmoil while inwardly seething with resentment. Returning home, I sought solace in the comforting embrace of my parents, their unwavering support a beacon of hope amidst the turmoil of my shattered marriage. Tears flowed freely as I unburdened myself, sharing the harrowing details of Karen's betrayal. My father, a pillar of strength in my hour of need, offered sage counsel, urging me to gather irrefutable evidence to bolster my case in the impending divorce proceedings. Armed with newfound resolve, I enlisted his assistance in securing the services of a seasoned divorce lawyer, his expertise indispensable in navigating the treacherous waters of marital dissolution. As the weight of betrayal threatened to crush my spirit, I confronted Karen with the damning evidence of her infidelity, her feeble attempts at evasion falling on deaf ears. Faced with the stark reality of our disintegrating marriage, I retreated to the sanctuary of the spare room, the once familiar confines of our shared bed now tainted by the specter of betrayal. Sleep eluded me as I grappled with the gnawing uncertainty of Karen's extramarital dalliances, each passing moment punctuated by the haunting echoes of her clandestine conversations with Baldy. Driven by a relentless pursuit of truth, I embarked on a covert investigation, surreptitiously gaining access to Karen's phone in a bid to uncover the extent of her deceit. Cloaked in secrecy, I meticulously combed through her digital correspondence, deciphering cryptic messages laden with double entendre. Yet, amidst the labyrinth of deceit, I found myself ensnared in a web of half-truths and obfuscation, the elusive proof of Karen's betrayal remaining tantalizingly out of reach. Undeterred by the formidable obstacles arrayed against me, I sought refuge in the unwavering support of my family, their steadfast encouragement a source of solace in my darkest hour. With renewed determination, I resolved to forge ahead, marshaling every resource at my disposal in a relentless pursuit of justice. Armed with unwavering resolve and an unshakable faith in the righteousness of my cause, I embarked on a journey fraught with uncertainty, determined to uncover the truth and reclaim the shattered fragments of my shattered marriage. Arriving home to an unexpected atmosphere of tension, I found Karen had already prepared a suitcase for me, her urgency bordering on insistence as she practically propelled me toward the door. Sensing an opportunity, I requested to retrieve my laptop, employing the pretext as a ruse to discreetly peruse Karen's digital correspondence. Amidst the facade of normalcy, a clandestine exchange between Karen and her mysterious paramour emerged, serving as damning evidence of her betrayal. With a heavy heart and a mind fraught with turmoil, I navigated the ensuing interactions with a semblance of composure, concealing the tumult of emotions roiling within me. Our farewell lacked the customary intimacy, our once shared affection now tainted by the specter of infidelity. As I made my departure, Karen's uncharacteristic gesture of accompanying me to the car ignited a flicker of suspicion within me, hinting at the possibility of a clandestine rendezvous lurking in the shadows. Racing against time, I hastened back to our abode, propelled by an instinctual urge to unearth the truth lurking within the confines of our home. Guided by a symphony of ominous melodies emanating from our bedroom, I embarked on a silent reconnaissance mission, navigating the labyrinthine corridors with stealthy precision. The discordant notes of betrayal crescendoed to a deafening climax as I stumbled upon the incontrovertible evidence of Karen's infidelity, their entangled forms serving as a visceral testament to the breach of trust that had sundered our marriage. Summoning every ounce of courage within me, I confronted the interlopers with a righteous fury, their feeble protests falling upon deaf ears as I asserted my authority within my own domain. The ensuing altercation erupted into a cacophony of chaos, culminating in a decisive expulsion of the usurper from our midst. Reeling from the cataclysmic upheaval that had shattered the fragile veneer of marital bliss, I sought solace in the unwavering support of my family, their steadfast presence serving as a bastion of strength amidst the tempest of emotions threatening to engulf me. Armed with irrefutable evidence of Karen's transgressions, I commenced the arduous process of extricating myself from the wreckage of our shattered union, guided by the unwavering resolve to reclaim my autonomy and rebuild my life anew. As the dust settled and the echoes of betrayal gradually faded into the recesses of memory, I found myself grappling with the tumultuous aftermath of Karen's betrayal. Wrestling with the maelstrom of conflicting emotions, I navigated the treacherous waters of divorce proceedings with a stoic resolve. Fortified by the unwavering support of my loved ones and the unyielding determination to emerge from the crucible of adversity stronger and more resilient than ever before. Since the fateful D-Day, the passage of 12 days has marked a transformative journey of introspection and resilience. D-Day to 1 Friday. A heart-to-heart with Mr. P unraveled the fabric of trust, revealing the orchestrated deception surrounding Baldy's involvement. The somber task of changing locks, accompanied by the echoes of solitude, underscored the profound sense of loss permeating your existence. Amidst tears and turmoil, a late-night consultation with your lawyer offered a beacon of hope amidst the storm, heralding the prospect of legal recourse and closure. The impending divorce proceedings, facilitated by compelling evidence, promised a pathway towards emancipation from the shackles of betrayal. Day 2, Saturday. The revelation of incriminating footage, shared with your sister-in-law, served as a poignant testament to the depth of deception lurking within your midst. The sight of Jane's car, a haunting reminder of shattered dreams, ignited a torrent of tears, underscoring the enduring pain of recent wounds. A pilgrimage Sunday, seeking solace in the embrace of family. A pilgrimage to your childhood home offered a sanctuary amidst the tempest of betrayal. The revelation of Jane and Baldy's separate visits, orchestrated by the hand of fate, underscored the tangled web of deceit woven within the fabric of domesticity. Day 4, Monday. Embracing the cathartic release offered by physical exertion to reexertion, a resolute commitment to reclaim agency over body and mind propelled you towards a newfound sense of empowerment. The arduous task of purging traces of Jane from your shared abode symbolized a symbolic gesture of liberation amidst the wreckage of shattered dreams. Day. Apparently, Tuesday, a pragmatic appraisal of legal proceedings heralded a resolve to confront the intricacies of asset division and financial implications. Armed with the unwavering support of familial bonds, you navigated the labyrinthine corridors of divorce negotiations with steely resolve, guided by the determination to secure a fair and equitable resolution. Day 6. Wednesday. Finding solace in digital communities. The transformative power of shared experiences served as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness of despair. The act of sharing your truth with others fostered a sense of camaraderie amidst the isolation of grief, offering a glimmer of light amidst the shadows of uncertainty. Apparently, the apparitor. Day 7. A sigh, a cathartic outpouring of emotions in ring of emotions. A cathartic is a testament to the formative power of vulnerability and self-expression. Surprised by the flood of responses, a sense of validation and solidarity permeated your existence, offering a lifeline amidst the tumult of solitude. Immersed in the realm of digital interaction. Friday. Immersed in the realm of digital interaction. A morning spent engrossed in comments and replies offered a fleeting sense of appreciation amidst the storm. 2 poignant suggestions regarding Baldy and the prospect of a fresh start sparked a flicker of hope amidst the darkness of despair. Day 9. Saturday. Opting to eschew the drama, a day spent amidst the tranquility of solitude offered a respite from the tumult of recent upheavals. The decision to distance oneself from Jane's presence underscored a commitment to self-preservation amidst the chaos of betrayal, seeking solace in the comforting embrace of familial bonds. A blissful day spent amidst the tranquility of a nearby town offered a sanctuary. Amidst the storm, the wisdom of your father regarding the disposition of your shared abode heralded a pathway towards financial stability amidst the tumult of recent upheavals. Day 11. Monday. A nostalgic visit to your former gym served as a poignant reminder of bygone days intertwined with the specter of betrayal. The act of sharing your truth with acquaintances, embodying a newfound sense of resilience, underscored the transformative power of vulnerability amidst the shadows of uncertainty. And apparently, Day 12. Tuesday. Frank, the gym owner, made a timely appearance, setting the stage for a crucial conversation. After exchanging pleasantries, I wasted no time in broaching the subject of Baldy. Frank disclosed that Baldy had recently rearranged his work schedule, reserving Mondays as his day off. Armed with this information, I proceeded to unveil the purpose of my visit, presenting Frank with the damning video evidence. The atmosphere grew palpably tense as silence enveloped the room. Anticipating the impending revelation, I mentally braced myself for what was to come. Frank motioned for Harry, Baldy's confidant and colleague, to join our discussion. With a commanding presence, Frank urged Harry to shed light on Baldy's romantic entanglements. Brace yourselves, for the revelations were indeed shocking. According to Harry, Baldy harbored deep affection for Jane, a sentiment corroborated by Frank. Despite past complaints from female gym members, Baldy had seemingly turned over a new leaf, displaying professionalism and dedication. However, the gravity of the situation lay in Baldy's ulterior motive. He aimed to ensnare Jane in matrimony by impregnating her. A surge of incredulous amusement welled up within me, erupting into laughter that bordered on the edge of madness. Tears mingled with my laughter, a surreal display of emotional release. Frank and Harry exchanged bewildered glances, struggling to comprehend the depths of my reaction. Yet, beneath the veneer of amusement, I silently thanked the universe for this twisted stroke of karma. Upon regaining my composure, still wearing a grin akin to the Cheshire Cat, Harry sought clarification on the situation. Frank provided context by revealing my identity as Baldy's girlfriend's husband, a revelation that left Harry reeling in disbelief. "This is messed up," he muttered before swiftly exiting the scene, unable to reconcile the tangled web of deceit. With the Baldy situation laid bare, Frank and I embarked on a path of decisive action. Understanding the legal ramifications, Frank pledged to report the matter to the Coach Association, mitigating potential repercussions. As for Baldy's coaching license, I was tasked with drafting a formal document outlining his role in contributing to my divorce, supported by the incriminating video evidence. It became evident that Baldy's prospects within the Coach Association were bleak, with little chance of appeal. The association's zero-tolerance policy towards such misconduct left Baldy with limited recourse, despite his assumed financial prowess. However, a revelation about Baldy's potential squatting activities darkened the horizon, sparking Frank's determination to investigate further. As I prepared to depart, a familiar voice called out. Harry sought to extend his apologies for the debacle surrounding Baldy. Admitting his ignorance regarding Baldy's girlfriend, Harry expressed genuine remorse. However, his persistent inquiries hinted at a deeper concern, prompting me to confront him about Baldy's impending arrival. Suspicions confirmed, Harry's guilt-ridden admission unveiled his involvement in facilitating Baldy's visit. Urging me to extend leniency, Harry pleaded for understanding, citing Baldy's desperation and Jane's unresponsiveness. Yet my indifference to Baldy's plight remained steadfast, prompting a derisive response. Dismissive of Harry's pleas, I scoffed at the notion of intervening in Baldy's predicament. Laughing off his attempts to evoke sympathy, I recounted the humiliating ordeal Baldy had endured at my hands. Despite Harry's insistence on loyalty, I remained resolute in my decision to hear Baldy out, if only to satisfy my curiosity. Seated at a table in the gym's reception area, I braced myself for Baldy's arrival, wary yet intrigued by the impending confrontation. Baldy stormed into the room, extending his hand in a feeble attempt at civility, but I left it hanging, my arms crossed, glaring daggers at him. "What the hell do you want?" I snapped, fixing him with a steely gaze as he took a seat. "Listen, buddy," he began, but I sharply cut him off. "Stop right there. We're not buddies. Mr. S is my buddy. You are not," I retorted, unyielding in my stance. Though he seemed apologetic, offering a half-hearted sorry, I scoffed at his words. "Well, you just lied 3 times to my face. You're not sorry. You did mean to destroy my life, and you only care about yourself," I shot back, my tone icy with disdain. His demeanor shifted from apologetic to annoyed, demanding to know Jane's whereabouts. I didn't mince words. "Last time I saw her was when I kicked her cheating ass out of my house after I kicked you out naked," I replied bluntly, knowing Harry was listening intently. Baldy's face flushed red with anger at my retort, threatening legal action. Yet I remained unfazed. "As far as I know, you entered my home illegally, and perhaps you were raping my wife. I have videos of you leaving, but you didn't sign in," I countered, refusing to back down. His tone softened, desperation creeping in as he pleaded for a chance to speak to Jane. Before I could respond, Frank burst in, having observed Baldy's arrival on the cameras. "Everything okay here?" he inquired, sensing the tension. Assuring him all was under control, I relished the opportunity to confront Baldy. Rising to my feet, I drew close, dripping with disdain as I laid bare my intentions. "What I want is what's coming for you, what you deserve, what the law has prepared for you. I want to crush your dreams just like you did with mine. Do you want kids? Guess what? You won't, and you never will," I declared, watching Baldy's face contort in confusion. But before he could respond, Frank intervened, summoning him to his office. Harry, looking impressed, pulled Baldy away, muttering, "Dude, you're in deep shit." With that, I finally made my exit. Day 13, Tuesday. I feel ready to face Jane now. Still grinning as I type this. "So, how have you been? Remember when I started seeing Dr. Smith because Cindy suggested I had trust issues? I'm not skeptical at all. I'm practically the poster child for naivety. But Dr. Smith picked up on something else. My insecurities, mostly stemming from my weight. I've been the chubby, nerdy guy since forever. Never the boyfriend, always the buddy. My first taste of romance was at 18, and she ditched me within a week for a hotter dude. Then came this toxic gal in my 20s who blamed me for everything under the sun, even the rain. She did a number on me, making me feel guilty for just existing. After that, I threw myself into work because my family struggled financially. I had no serious relationships until I met Jane in college. We mapped out my priorities during the session before my last one with Dr. Smith. Number 1, taking care of myself, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Number 2, Jane. Number 3, family and friends. Number 4, work. Number 5, leisure and fun stuff. In my last session, Dr. Smith grilled me about Jane. I spilled the beans and planned to kick her to the curb. She said it's normal for me to be torn up about losing my number 2 priority. She compared it to grieving a death, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Had to Google those again because I forgot. I'm currently in the bargaining phase, playing the what if game. Like, what if she's sorry? What if we're the couple who can survive cheating? But deep down, I know I'll never trust her again. The thought of her at home, God knows what she's up to while I'm busting my butt at work, it's eating me alive. Depression is a real danger zone for me. It could easily lead me back to my old habits, gaining weight and all that. I gotta stay focused on hitting the gym and watching what I eat. Maybe this helps someone else who is going through a rough patch. After connecting with Jane and setting a date for our big night, my head was all over the place. I had to reread my rant to remember the ordeal she put me through, but it felt like someone else wrote it. Strangely, I started to think her cheating wasn't that big a deal, like she was sorry or something. Then I watched that stupid video of her with that bird brain again. Should have been furious, but I just felt empty. Turns out, I wasn't alone in this mess. Reached out to some of you guys for advice through DMs and learned about the reconciliation fog. It's this haze that makes us dance around, forgiving cheaters and making excuses for their garbage behavior. And boy, was I deep in it, thanks to my depression and low self-esteem. Luckily, I had a couple of weeks before my date with Jane. First, I had to sit down with my lawyer. He wasn't too keen on the idea, said I should only meet her with both attorneys present, but I insisted. It was my litmus test, you know? He warned me about the risks. What if she's recording me, trying to use it against me? I told him I still wasn't sure what I wanted, so I needed to see how things played out. He shrugged and said, "You won't be the first one to get cold feet, but if you're serious about divorcing her, you gotta avoid any hints of reconciliation and keep the affection to a minimum." Got it, loud and clear. On my birthday, most of my extended family hit me up with texts and calls, checking in on me. Headed over to my folks' place. Brother and his missus were already there. Then Jane rolls up with her whole entourage. Surprisingly, it was drama-free. Even my mother-in-law was in a decent mood, though she's been a bit forgetful lately, bless her heart. We all chilled, chowed down, and demolished this huge, delicious cake my mom whipped up. Seriously, she's a culinary wizard. As we cut into the cake, it hit me at that moment. I had everything I needed right there. My godkids were still in my life. I managed to forgive Jane, somehow, and my depression was easing up. A bunch of stuff went down after that. Mid-December, went on a date with this single mom who tried to rope me into adopting her obnoxious kid. Let me tell you, that was a wild ride. I've got some stories to share if there's a forum for disastrous dates. Then, one of my tenants tried to sweet-talk me into being her sugar daddy. Got my first tattoo, too. A badass Aztec eagle warrior on my shoulder. Represents my pride in my heritage and ethnicity. Suppose anyone's got a problem with how I look. Tough luck. I'm a decent, hardworking guy. Those warriors used to wear helmets made from royal eagle heads, symbols of freedom, honesty, and strength where I come from. At the end of December, Jane quit her job. One of her coworkers was harassing her, and HR was gaslighting her about it. So, she bailed, spent Christmas with the twins and her family. She's slowly coming to terms with the fact that we're done, but she's annoyingly friendly with me. January rolled around. and I hopped on Tinder. Got some help from a guy at kickboxing to spruce up my profile. Didn't get a ton of likes, but I hit it off with this junior high teacher. She's witty and funny, but I know it's not gonna last. She's not into kids. She's a hardcore gamer, which I think is a waste of time, and she wants me to ditch kickboxing because it's too violent. As you know, my divorce was finalized on February 17th. Jane texted me some cryptic stuff like, "I know this isn't the end for us." Then, a few days later, my sister-in-law spilled the beans that Jane's deep in the depression phase. Begged me to talk to her because apparently she listens to me. She stopped working, lost a bunch of weight, and sleeps all day. Refused therapy until I intervened. Now, she wants me to stay in touch more often, but I've told her that's just feeding into her depression. She's gotta let me go, and that's where I'm at now. Finally, I feel like I'm on the right track, studying hard for a promotion that'll let me travel more. I'm still killing it at the gym. I haven't sparred with Abraham again, but the guys there asked for my help. And hey, I've achieved what I wanted. I'm on good terms with my ex, and I haven't lost my in-laws who I still consider family. My godkids mean the world to me, and I couldn't bear the thought of losing them. In my neck of the woods, godparents are like second parents, responsible for the kids if anything happens to mom and dad. To anyone else out there mourning a failed marriage, don't let bitterness consume you. There's light at the end of that dark tunnel. It takes time and effort, but you'll get there eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. Hang in there. This whole situation has been incredibly tough and agonizing for me. My decade-long marriage with Emily, which began with such promise and excitement, is now falling apart due to betrayal and deception. When I stumbled upon her infidelity through those disgusting messages, it felt like our entire foundation crumbled in an instant. It was devastating to realize that all our shared joyful moments, travels, and intimate experiences meant so little to her. Ever since I discovered those messages, I've been stuck in a state of perpetual stress and anxiety. Trying to act like everything is normal with Emily has been incredibly challenging. I've been plagued by doubts about what steps to take next. Confrontation seemed like the logical next move, but I knew I needed concrete evidence first. Hiring a private investigator provided some semblance of reassurance. Their professionalism allowed me to gather undeniable proof that Emily is indeed involved with Michael. Throughout this ordeal, I felt trapped by my own emotions. Feelings of anger, hurt, disappointment, and sorrow have been overwhelming. Realizing that my brother's wife might also be implicated has only added to the complexity and confusion of the situation. Finding the right words to express the full range of emotions I'm experiencing is incredibly difficult. Each new message from Emily and Michael, every piece of evidence gathered by the investigator confirming their interactions, feels like another blow to my heart. Despite the pain, I'm trying to remain hopeful and focus on the future. I've gathered evidence, consulted with top divorce attorneys, and prepared myself for the legal battle ahead. One of the most challenging aspects has been resisting Emily's attempts to reconcile through physical intimacy. Despite her continued beauty and allure, I've had to stay strong and resist her advances. Every action she takes, every change she makes to her passwords only strengthens my resolve to uncover the truth. The waiting for the results of the investigation has been excruciating. Watching as Emily and Michael make plans while I maintain the facade of normalcy has been incredibly difficult. But I know that gathering all the evidence is crucial. Now, I find myself on the verge of making significant decisions. Divorce seems inevitable, and I am prepared to fight for my freedom and justice. The pain of betrayal will linger, but I'm hopeful that with time, I can heal and start anew. The support of friends, family, and even strangers online has given me the strength to persevere. This experience has changed me profoundly. It has underscored the importance of being cautious and vigilant with those you trust. Despite the challenges, I remain resolute in my pursuit of a better future. I am grateful for the support I've received and believe that ultimately the truth will prevail. This journey has tested my resilience and taught me the value of trust, loyalty, and love. Despite the heartache, I'm reminded of the happy moments Emily and I shared, though they now feel tainted by deceit. Yet, amidst the turmoil, I find solace in the empathy and encouragement of others. As I brace myself for the legal battle, I also prepare for the emotional recovery that lies ahead. Rebuilding my life won't be easy, but I'm determined to emerge stronger. I'm committed to finding peace and happiness free from the shadow of betrayal. In the end, this ordeal has taught me resilience. It's shown me that even in the face of profound betrayal, one can find the strength to carry on. The road to recovery will be arduous, but with the support of those who care, I'm confident I'll find my way to a brighter future. I'm grateful for the support I've received. Your messages have been a lifeline during this emotional storm. As I move forward, I carry your words of encouragement with me, knowing that together we'll overcome this trial. This entire situation has been incredibly difficult and painful for me. My 8-year marriage with Linda, which started with such joyful and bright hopes, is now crumbling under the weight of betrayal and lies. When I accidentally discovered her infidelity through those filthy messages, I felt as if everything we had built together collapsed in an instant. It was impossible to believe that all our happy moments, trips, and intimate times meant so little to her. Since I found those messages, I've been living in a state of constant stress and tension. Pretending that nothing happened, acting as if everything was normal with Linda, has been extremely challenging. Doubts tormented me about what to do next. Confrontation seemed like the obvious step, but I knew I needed to gather irrefutable evidence first. Hiring a private investigator gave me some sense of security. His professionalism allowed me to gather information confirming that Linda is indeed seeing Mike. All this time I felt like a prisoner of my own emotions, anger, hurt, disappointment, and pain. It's tearing me apart. Realizing that my sister-in-law might also be involved makes the situation even more complicated and confusing. It's hard to find the words to express the full spectrum of emotions I'm experiencing. Every new message from Mike and Linda, every action by the investigator confirming their meetings, feels like a new dagger piercing my heart. Despite all the pain, I'm trying to keep my head up and think about the future. I've collected the evidence, found the best divorce lawyers, and prepared myself for the battle ahead. One of the hardest tasks has been resisting Linda's attempts to mend our relationship through physical intimacy. Though her beauty and allure remained unchanged, I couldn't allow myself to give in to these attempts. Each of her actions, every message, every password change on her phone only strengthened my resolve to uncover the truth. The waiting for the results of the investigation has been a true ordeal. Watching as Linda and Mike plan their meetings while I remain on the sidelines maintaining the illusion of normalcy has been excruciating. But I knew it was necessary to gather all the evidence I needed. Now, I stand on the brink of serious decisions. Divorce seems inevitable, and I am prepared to fight for my freedom and justice. The pain of betrayal will stay with me for a long time, but I hope that over time I will be able to overcome it and start a new life. Thanks to the support of friends, family, and even strangers on the internet, I feel that I have the strength to move forward. This experience has changed me forever. It has shown me the importance of being cautious and attentive to those you trust. Despite all the trials, I remain strong and ready to fight for my future. I am grateful for the support I receive and believe that in the end, the truth will prevail. This journey has not only tested my resilience, but has also taught me the profound value of trust, loyalty, and the true essence of love. Reflecting on the happy moments Linda and I shared, I can't help but feel a deep sense of loss. It's as if those cherished memories have been tainted by her deceit. Yet, amidst this turmoil, I find solace in the knowledge that I am not alone. The empathy and encouragement from others provide a beacon of hope in these dark times. As I prepare for the legal battle, I am also mentally preparing for the emotional recovery that lies ahead. The thought of rebuilding my life from scratch is daunting, but I am determined to emerge stronger. I am committed to finding peace and happiness once more, free from the shadow of betrayal. In the end, this ordeal has become a profound lesson in resilience. It has shown me that even in the face of profound betrayal and heartache, one can find the strength to carry on. The road to recovery will be long and fraught with challenges, but I am ready to face them head on. With the support of those who care about me, I am confident that I will find my way to a brighter, happier future. Thank you all for the invaluable support. Your messages have been a lifeline, helping me navigate through this emotional storm. As I move forward, I will carry your words of encouragement with me, a testament to the strength of human compassion and solidarity. Together, we will see this through, and I will emerge from this trial with a renewed sense of purpose and hope.